Welcome back to iGaming for some more on Nightingale. Today we're going to be talking about the sort of roadmap that was released yesterday. Now just before this roadmap there was an update and server maintenance. This update did fix a few major issues in the game, as well as fixing a whole host of little bugs and exploits that were in the game. So that's great news. Now the roadmap is awesome and there's a lot of features on there that are going to be implemented which the community have wanted. Now, we haven't covered Nightingale for a few days, but that is just because everything has been manic. I've been relatively busy with the Starfield channel and with this channel. There'll always be Nightingale content here, whether that is patch notes, update notes, news, tips, tricks, all of that stuff. There will be a form here. I do enjoy the game. It is loads and loads of fun. Now, let's jump in and see what the server maintenance had to do, and then we'll have a look at the roadmap. So the server maintenance did fix many things, such as key binding issues, water bottle exploits, players can't gather items from certain structures, seeds not growing, and loads of bug fixes in there too, which is good news. Now shortly after that, they released this letter from the CEO, Aaron Flynn. He is the CEO of Inflection Games, and this is their development priorities. Now we don't have certain dates or a window for when these things are coming, we just have short-term priorities and medium-term. Now first off, they say, a heartfelt thank you to all of you for your patience and support since our Nightingale Early Access launch a few weeks ago. We've learned a ton in such a short time, which helped us prioritize work immediately after launch and beyond. Your commitment, feedback and passion are the fuel the dev team runs on. While we are happy with some elements of our launch, we're not satisfied with a number of others. These include network issues, confusing or missing features, for core systems like crafting, and important updates to combat. With the patch we just mentioned, we started addressing many of those urgent gaps and bugs in the overall game experience, and there's much more to do. Here we wanted to share the next round of most important updates with you. So here we have their development priorities. For short term, which is reduce connection issues, skip tutorial option, additional gameplay balances, fix ingot crafting exploits, improving to farming loop, and an auto storage stack. Which is all great and will definitely help when it comes to crafting with that auto storage stack. I find the storage in the game and the crafting to be relatively tedious, but they've got many things that they want to address with the crafting aspects, which I think will improve a hell of a lot. Now, reducing connection issues, I haven't had too many, but I've seen a lot of people, depending on where they're based in their location in regards to a server, can be a bit of a pain in the arse. But gameplay balances are coming as well, and the option to skip that tutorial is definitely a good one for players that want to start a new character, start fresh, and not have to go through that first sort of 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how quick you're running through. So loads of good stuff in the short term, and definitely important ones. Medium term though, here we are, some even better things in here, which I think a couple of these should definitely be on that short term list, such as queued crafting and crafting from storage. Those are two things that would drastically speed up that whole crafting process, make things a lot smoother, a lot easier, and a lot more fun when it came to crafting. Now alongside that, they want to add an offline mode. We did talk about this a few days ago, as that was one of the major gripes about the game, it being a survival experience which can be played solo, but not offline. They're also going to be adding additional NPC functionality, improved enemy AI, new building components, and new projectile weapons. Now, the enemy AI was something that was brought up quite a bit. Now, I think it does get interesting the further on you go. At first, though, I can understand why people were a little bit sort of disappointed with it, because the enemies are relatively basic, they do the same things, but when it came to the bigger enemies, I thought those were a lot more fun and a lot more versatile. So, I mean, it depends how far you got into the game. If you got a decent chunk in, you definitely would have seen more of that combat and enjoyed it a little bit more, I think, personally. But either way, I'm glad that that is something that they're going to be working on in the future. Alongside that, new building components. That one is always good with a game like this, being able to build more, create anything that you want. I already think the building in this game is really good. But with the building aspect being such a big feature that loads of people want to test, play around with, and build entire estates, I think having a more detailed and in-depth crafting structure could be quite cool when it comes to actually building. When it comes to crafting items, yeah, that's a pain in the ass. But the building, I love how they've done that with the blueprint system and just being able to whack everything in at once. I think that system is absolutely awesome and really helps you visualize your structures as you're going. Now, they've also said, beyond these immediate and short-term improvements, we're developing new content including biomes, major and minor cards, new weapons, new enemies, and much more. Rest assured, the team has been working very hard on these areas and more, and we do look forward to sharing specifics of these updates with you soon. Until then, happy adventuring in the Fae Wilds. Aaron Flynn, the CEO of Inflection Games. All of that, I think, is great news. I'm very excited for the future of Nightingale. Now, when it comes to more content, for certain things, obviously I haven't been doing as much Nightingale as I would have liked to have done, but that's because it does take quite a while to get in, get to grips with everything, and get a load of the good stuff. I have loads of stuff that I'd like to do, it's just having the time to do it. I obviously work full-time, have 2 kids, so yeah, it keeps me a little bit busy. But I'm trying to get out as much of the Nightingale content as I can, as well as the Starfield and Fallout stuff. If you are interested in that, check out the second channel. There's a card right here on the right hand side of your screen now. Thanks for watching. I've been Wired, you've been awesome, and we'll see you in the next one.